Okay. I'm gonna head northeast, reset the sensors. If you want to do something productive, you can go collect some rock samples above Geyser Canyon at 290. I haven't been there in a bit, so you can update the survey data while you're there.
Sure. I can do that.
All right. I'll loop around and get you when I'm done. And I'll be on comms if you need anything.
Just reached the cliffs. It's a hell of a sight.
Yeah, it's something, alright. You got those samples yet?
No, I'm surveying.
Survey faster. They're just fun down here.
I should probably scan for some samples. I wonder what's out there. Past Geyser Canyon.
Just wrapped up. I'm about to head your way with the rover. Find a good sample yet?
Not sure. Still deciding. Not yet. I'll keep looking.
All right. Make it quick.
Helen?
Yeah? What is it?
I think I found something. It's breathing.
What? Jesse, are you okay? Jesse!
Jesse, talk to me. Shit. Hang in there, Jesse.
We're starting our descent into the planet's atmosphere now, Dr. Robb. We'll be there.
You can't just hint at the possibility. Hello, Dr. Roth. I'm Helen. This is my research partner, Jesse.
Hi. Thanks for coming, Doctor.
Please call me Evelyn. It's great to meet you both. I understand you were the one who found the UAO.
Yes. It's definitely a bit different than what we have here on Venus.
Which is why you're here, to study the object. Let's go inside.
So, Doc, I'm guessing you've covered your fair share of reports regarding, signs of life? Activity?
Well, to say that this geode is really a sign of life is a little much.
Actually, this is only my second time investigating one of these reports.
Where was the first?
It was a potential life sighting on Mars.
Hey, Helen. That's where your first tour was, right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you met some of the researchers she was stationed with.
No, they left before I was transferred there. Anyways, the geode's in the containment lab. When you're ready to study it, you can head through those doors.
Oh, hey Doc, you might be interested in some of these scans of the geode.
We are in Venus. This is listed as a cinematic, interactive narrative game. Do you know, or do you remember a game called Detroit Become Human, in which every single decision is going to create the story? So this is what this is. This is a game in development, and this is actually a beta version. This is the version 0.5.0. We are Dr. Evelyn Roth that have been sent to the surface of Venus, in which two scientists are now present, and they have discovered what it appears to be life, as you just saw in the cinematics. So now we're going to take from there, and we're going to discover what this Project Vespri has for us.
It's breathing.
What?
It is a little bit interesting how this game has barely any attention. So together we're going to be playtesting Project Vespri. It is made by students of film students. So first thing that I can add to the playtest here is that perhaps the hands of Evelyn Roth, they're a little bit stiff, so we can see that. The movement is very, very smooth. We can run as well. We just arrived and we saw a cinematic in which Evelyn Roth is looking at a computer, a laptop, and it appears that she have left her family. And in this time, apparently, the United States have become the UNE, United Nations of Earth. Do you remember, or have you played Stellaris? It has the looks of that. The United Nations of Earth is a thing in 2083. One thing here that we can see, we can interact with this. We're going to do that. Let's have a look at this. This is an iPad. So let's read this. Every time that you take things like this, you can hit zoom and you're going to be able to pan the actual screen, as you can see. And that's pretty much everything that you can do when you are in this screen. You can interact like this. Colonel Bradford to head UCA's New Space Expedition Initiative. Colonial Watch by Americans for Americans by Paul Raisin. So this is a time in which apparently the United States have managed to become the hegemony in planet Earth, and now we are pretty much in a moment in history in which the humans have colonized the solar system. I'm going to show you something. It's called constellations. In here, if we click here, we're going to be presented with the constellation menu. In here we have signs, which are everything that has to do with the actual story. We have world, in which we're going to see different explanations, different details of the lore. We have the characters, and we have the chapters. We are in chapter 1, in which Dr. Evelyn Roth have arrived. So let's read here what we have here. The find on a routine survey outside of Geyser Canyon Station, UNE researchers Jesse Hartwell and Helen Ward discovered a potential sign of life, and that is the purple stone, or at least that's what we think. They call it geode. So that is the thing that she has come to investigate. The two researchers brought the anomaly into the station with the rover careful to avoid direct contact, or at least that is what appears to have happened. We have the character here, Evelyn's arrival. Upon learning about the geode, the Unified Nations of Earth, the UNE, sent a scientist, Dr. Evelyn Roth, to investigate the anomaly further. Evelyn met Jesse and Helen, who have both reached their own conclusions on whether the anomaly is truly a sign of life. If we go to characters, we can see here 4 characters. Apparently, the 4 characters are the only thing that we're going to be seeing. It is a work in progress, as you may know. Perhaps they will add new characters, but as far as I can understand, these 4 characters are going to be present on this playtest. So Helen is the senior researcher at Geyser Canyon, in the midst of training Jessie and completing her final research tour. This is another thing that we have perhaps understood from the cutscenes that we saw. These guys or at least in this time, they have the ability to traverse the solar system and they could land in all the planets. Now, it's a little bit part of fantasy, the fact that they are in Venus, because as you may know, Venus is very, very close to the sun. There's no technology, at least nowadays, that can withstand the heat. Supposedly, in Venus, you only have the possibility to have life on the atmosphere or the layers that are between the ground and the atmosphere. But that's another topic here. We're talking about the sci-fi situation here, the sci-fi understanding that people can be on the ground of Venus. It's a very volcanic and hot planet. So the technology that they must have developed just for the fact of being here, for example, all of these stations that you see around, it must have, in a way, a technology capable of withstand such heat, which I don't see that possible, but that's the premise here. So let's go and continue here with the characters. We have Helen here. She's skeptical about the geode status as a sign of life. Standoffish with Evelyn. Helen resents the UNE for sending an outside researcher to interfere with her work. And then we have Jesse, the guy that found the anomaly. He is apparently new to Venus. He's the junior researcher who discovered the sign of life, confident that the geode is a sign of alien life. Jesse struggles to keep his expectations in check as he debates with his superior. So we have this relationship of these two guys that are the original researchers on the area, and then we have Evelyn. Evelyn is a UNE astrobiologist. Now we have a lot of information about the UNE, so let me go here and have a look at the differences between the UNE, the Unified Nations. Once the climate disaster on Earth became evident, the United Nations proceeded to indoctrinate countries until it had unified every nation on the Earth, except the United States, which preferred to be independent. Reorganizing itself into the United Nations of Earth in 2052, the UNE is focused on developing humanity to survive beyond Earth. And then we have the United Colonies, which are the colonies that have been sent outside in space after denying the climate crisis and declining an invitation to join the UNE. The United States focused on building its domestic infrastructure. Once it became clear that Earth was dying, the United States reformed itself into the United Colonies of America after a military coup. Desperate to catch up, the UCA is on a mission to colonize the stars. So there's a clear difference in between the UNE and the UCA. The UCA are the colonies that are independent from the UNE. And now we have the space expeditions. Reeling after a mass exodus of scientists, the UCA has entrusted their efforts to the Space Expedition Initiative headed by Colonel Bradford, an experienced soldier known for a rogue streak. We haven't met this character, but apparently this character is part of the United Colonies. So let's go and continue with Evelyn. So she is now in Geyser Canyon Station, that's the name of the station that we're in, to investigate what had happened. She had prior experience with a sign of life in Mars. So apparently she has been sent to Mars before. An outsider at the station, Evelyn struggles to connect with Jesse and Helen. On her second year's long tour away from Earth, Evelyn is torn between her dream of discovering life and her desire to return home to her family. And we have the Colonel, this antagonist character that we haven't met and we don't have any information. As you met or as you progress in the narrative, you're going to unlock the actual biographies or details of each character. So as we go, we're going to be unveiling more information about everything here. So let's pick this up and we're going to read this. President Martinez hosted a press conference at the White House this morning to announce the United Colonies of America's Deep Space Expedition Initiative, a powerful statement aimed at the United Nations of Earth's current dominance over interstellar exploration. Martinez promised to establish a foothold for the UCA as part of a campaign promised to his supporters. Now, because of this light, I'm going to go and hit R to read. As we work to kindle further growth into the stars, we must have a maverick with focus and drive at the helm, the President stated. With that, the President welcomed the new leader of the SEI, Colonel Jackson Miles Bradford, newly promoted from an Army position as captain. Bradford is an odd choice for the job, beating out several qualified candidates for the position, including General Borgia, long thought favorite of Martinez. Especially worrying is the Colonel's known rogue streak, which climaxed earlier this year in an international incident for the colonies, an illegal border crossing along the southern UCA-UNE border during a manhunt for a vigil terrorist cell. Now, up to this point, we are starting to understand that there is friction in between the UCA and the UNE. I'm honored to have been chosen to lead our nation in this endeavor, said Colonel Bradford. The UCA deserves a leading presence in this final frontier, and I will do my best to get us there by any means necessary. Questioned by reporters, Colonel Bradford emphasized his primary objectives: the modernization of obsolete spacecraft and the establishment of key research stations, supply posts, and defense posts in colonial territory. Although Colonel Bradford humbly recognized that there was a bit of catching up to do with the UNE, he believes in the UCA's determination to become the colonial frontrunner. President Martinez shared his argument, stating, "With these goals accomplished, our people will no longer have to feel threatened by external alliances who wish to control their future. People should not be afraid. The UNE has not yet commented on this development." Okay, so apparently as well, there's this belief that Earth, let's have a look and check that, because it's quite interesting how the story is. Once humanity's only home, now talking about Earth in this time period, Earth has deteriorated into a wasteland ravaged by climate change and stripped of its resources, with the majority of the surface scored by deadly heat waves and cold snaps. Most of humanity lives inland or underground, dreaming for a chance to escape to the stars. So there is a catastrophe on Earth, a climate catastrophe in which Earth is inhabitable, and people, I would assume that people that don't have enough money are trapped on Earth. Okay. Let's figure out what else happened here. Reflecting on the Great Exodus, this press conference was an emphatic response to the separatist group of scientists and engineers who left for the UNE after the United Colonies refused to join the socialist superstate. There you go. So we are rebels. We're considered a separatist faction from the actual hegemony of the UCA. Sparking political strife and anger, the Great Exodus nearly grew into direct conflict with the UNE until the Treaty of 2058 was passed. And we are in 2083, quite a lot of time ago. Still, the loss of so many scientists was a blow to the United Colonies for starward expansion, which have thus far been constrained to the UCA's lunar colony, Usonia. Asked directly if the UCA was still recovering from the exodus, Colonel Bradford had succinct response: not anymore. So there was this exodus in which there have been a separation in between the two factions. So up to this point we know that we are the scientist faction that is against the military faction. Let's go ahead and check the world here. Geyser Canyon Station is one of several outposts established on Venus surface by the UNE's Project Vesperi. The station houses a team of 2 researchers, rotating each of them out on a staggered basis. Okay, so let's continue here and let's check what else do we have here. We have a door here. We have another door that is red. We have Helen here. Let's check what do we have here.
Anything I can do for you, Doctor?
How long have you been stationed here?
I've been on Venus for about a year. The previous researcher who trained me moved on to other assignments. Jesse arrived a few months ago to fill his spot. Before this place, I was stationed on the Mars Research Center. After your UNE scientist buddies turned the whole place upside down looking for a needle in a haystack. It was bureaucratic hell.
So she's angry. So do this.
I'm sorry about that. I was a part of that team. I remember there was a lot riding on that finding if it was real.
Yeah. But the UNE didn't really give a shit if it ruined a few careers to get there, did it? A couple of the lead researchers even lost the securities for their families on the Mars colonies just because they didn't agree with your people's findings.
That won't happen here.
It better not. I may not have people that I'm supporting, but Jesse does.
I understand. I have a daughter back home waiting for me.
Geode's in the containment lab when you're ready. Try to keep a level head.
So the UNE was sent to Mars and took all the research that apparently was part of the team in which Helen was involved in. Let's have a look at this drawing of the actual thing. This is the geode visualization.
Fascinating. Can't wait to see it myself.
5.27.83. Apparently this is the date. Over here we have the date May 27 of 2083, and we haven't seen that, but this looks very, very creepy. It appears to be, well, apparently this is a stone or some sort of, it looks like well, it looks like a heart. Maybe some sort of ventilation cooling itself, circular grooves, not man-made. Okay.
Thanks for coming over. I know you're busy.
Sorry, just getting my bearings here.
So, Doctor, these are some thermal scans of the object. You see this heat emanating from the center of the geode here? It looks like it's producing heat from the inside and then cooling itself off through the grooves from which the light comes out of.
That could just be residual heat from the planet's climate.
That's what Helen was thinking. But it doesn't exactly rule out it being an organism, does it, Doc?
Please call me Evelyn. And you're right, but that doesn't paint the whole picture. There's still many other factors to consider.
Yeah. Helen said I was a bit biased with the message I sent to the UNE.
Well, I thought the message you wrote was fine and kept all options.
Let's have a look at what have been right now updated here. I think it's chapter 1. There we go. When approached, Helen seemed guarded with Evelyn. Helen was hesitant to admit that Jesse's assumptions are right. At the end of her final research tour, Helen would prefer that the bigwigs at the UNE stay out of her hair. Evelyn decided to talk with Jesse to learn more about the anomaly. While Evelyn isn't as sure, she agrees with Jesse that it could be a sign that our species isn't alone, and that he hasn't been overly biased. Okay.
On the table.
Thanks for saying that. I've gotten nothing but shit from her these past couple weeks.
It wasn't overly biased one way or the other. We'll figure this out.
Thanks. Speaking of which, the geode's in the containment lab when you're ready to study it.
Thank you, Jesse.
So I like how on the helmet, every time that they breathe, you have these condensation inside the actual helmet. That's so neat of a detail. Now, an observation here, it said that we don't have an option to go, we just have third person, and we don't have an option to go first person. That's sad. gonna try to check here if there's anything else that we can check over here. So we have the iPad there. We have Evelyn here. What happens if I approach her again? I think we cannot talk with them again, which holds true. So let's go, and I think there is something on the table. I saw something. No, perhaps I'm mistaken. So there you go. It appears as if they are breathing through the helmet. That's something neat. I like the colors as well. The color scheme is very neat. So let's go ahead and continue. You're about to enter the containment lab. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Okay. It's a little bit scary to go inside because could be possibly the first sign of life in the whole universe.
Could you give me a minute alone with the geode, please? I need some quiet while I perform a few tests here.
There you go, that's the bad
Hand
guy.
over the geode, Doctor.
Hand over?
Who are you?
That's not important. Just give me the geode.
There we go.
I can't do that. This is the property of the UNE and its research division.
Well, then you need to decide if your life is worth more than the UNE and its property.
Hey, I saw that the north airlock was open and I just...
What the hell? Get out of here.
Nobody's leaving until I collect the geode.
There you go.
I have direct orders to take it back to Earth.
Okay. We'll give it to you. Just don't hurt anyone.
What? No, we can't just hand it over.
Jesse, stop.
You're with the United Colonies, and this outpost is UNE territory. You being here is an act of war. It violates the Treaty of 2058.
Jesse, please stop.
I've worked my whole life to be here. And I'm not gonna give that up just so...
I don't have time for this.
No!
God.
Please, please!
Could just kill them.
Give it up, Doctor.
Everyone dies. Now what? Wow, pretty intense. Now she's teleported into another plane of existence.
Hello?
So she touched the thing just like that? Well, it's not like if she had any option. She was about to die, either way. Okay. What the hell is this place? Now, are we in another plane? This is water here. Water on Venus.
Helen!
Ah, she's in shock. Let's go ahead and check this thing about Venus, because it's important to understand that Venus, as I was saying, is not a place that you can go and live there, because there's nothing that can withstand the heat of the planet. So let's see the overview here. Inhospitable to human life, Venus has the hope of finding resources to mine for the benefit of the UNE's facilities on Mars. Oh, there you go. They are trying to find resources mining Venus to help the facilities on Mars. Then Venus is about the last place that any UNE researchers wants to go, forcing the UNE to give a unique incentive, unrestricted travel permits for the researchers and their families. Holy crap. Okay. Reflections. This is Unreal Engine 5, by the way. And the reflections of the water are pretty neat.
This place.
Basically, the light is cool. It's good. Everything is good. Graphic-wise, is very, very nice. So let's approach to that thing.
Helen! Jesse! Where did they go?
They are dead.
Shimmering.
Okay. Now, I don't think there's another way we can go out from here, so the only way we have is going straight to that light.
What happened?
Okay. What's that?
That's the same light as the geode.
What is this? We have these things here. Let me approach them. Wait. Right now I just clicked. I just right click. What is this? Focus.
Hand over the geode, Doctor.
Who are you?
That's not important. Just give me the geode.
Wait.
I need to find out who he is.
So this is some sort of memory?
Well, I thought the message you wrote was fine. We kept all options on the table.
Thanks for saying that. I've gotten nothing but shit from her these past couple weeks.
Oh, that's Jesse.
It wasn't overly biased one way or the other. We'll figure this out.
You're with the United Colonies, and this outpost is UNE territory. You being here is an act of war. It violates the Treaty of 2058.
Jesse, please stop.
I've worked my whole life to be here. And I'm not gonna give that up just so...
I don't have time for this.
No!
He listened, but it wasn't enough. Some kind of wormhole?
Okay, let's go ahead and check this, because web cancellations here. So every time that happens, you're going to see the void. When she touched the geode, Evelyn was transported to the dark space. The dark... to a dark space. Not the dark space. So this is connected with the geode, littered with purple particles. Very fancy particles. Now we can see the colonel here. The colonel, a military man loyal to the UCA, Colonel Bradford, is the head of the space expedition initiative and has been sent to the Geyser Canyon to retrieve the geode. Okay, so science. The void. There we go. The void, when she touches the geode, Evelyn was transported to a dark space. The void seems okay, that's the same thing. The portal. Deeper into the void, Evelyn found a portal outlined in purple particles that transport her to a memory of Jesse. Oh, thanks for spoiling that. So now we know this is a memory of Jesse. Let's go.
Wait, this is...
Can we return through here? No, that's blocked. What is this? This is Earth? Is this Earth, I think? I believe that there's Jesse over there. No one's going out?
Hey, up here!
No, apparently those are just silhouettes. This is not in real time, this is it says it's a memory. Okay. What is this? Module data. Ventilation module. Energy tank. Enabled.
Wait, this already happened.
Empty cells, water cells. A lot of numbers here. Piston pressure, okay. I think those data is not relevant. What do we got here? Can we open this door? No, we can't. Oh, we can see her. So as I was saying, graphic-wise, it's pretty neat. Oh, what is this? Oh, we have here... Can we go? Oops. Ah, the physics. Ah, because we can jump. Now that's another thing. We cannot jump. We can just run.
Leaving you, Jesse. You were supposed to go first.
Jesse?
Nola, please, baby. I need you to be strong here.
I was supposed to see you off, not the other way around. What if there's an accident? I don't want to wait and find that out in a year.
That won't happen. I'll be fine.
But what if it does?
Then it does. Nola, listen to me. This is the best option for us. I'm trying to guarantee our spot here. We agreed on this.
I know, but I wanted to see you off.
I get that. But I'll be right behind you. Right after this one research tour on Venus. We get a guaranteed spot in the colony. Then I come home. Then we start a family.
The Mars Short Cycle 4 transport will be leaving in 1 hour. All passengers must be checked in by 0900.
Okay?
You be careful.
I will be.
Good, now he's dead.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. 1 year to have the understanding of what just happened because of the distance and the delay on the communications. What the hell? We had a deja vu now. There you go. Thank you for playing the Project Vesperi demo. The playtest. Please fill out our playtester feedback. Discover what happens next when the full game launches this fall. Project Vesperi originally began as a student thesis. We've learned a lot during our development journey, and we're excited to release Project Vesperi for free to showcase what is possible with free tools and student resources. If you're interested in playing the full game, feel free to wishlist Project Vesperi. We truly appreciate you taking the time to play and give feedback. So for all of you that are interested, you can go to Steam and request access to the playtest. Eventually, it is going to be given to you. It's not that hard. So this is listed as a demo, but it's actually a playtest, a beta playtest. And this is the work in progress. As you can see, is, as it says on the cover, it's an cinematic interactive narrative film. It is going to be released for free, so apparently no one is talking about this and no one is like very interested. I just checked the actual YouTube page and there's almost no one over there. I haven't seen and a lot of comments about this. So hopefully you're going to get interested after watching this video. I'm going to leave the link of the YouTube official page, and I'm going to leave as well the official web page on the description box. Hopefully you're going to have a look at the people that work in this project, the students. There are behind the scenes there. This is a lot of work as far as I have seen, and they used, as I just mentioned, Unreal Engine 5, and basically motion capture. Everything is motion captured, as you have already noticed. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you are doing good. Have a good day, night, or evening. This was Victus. See you in the next one.